All right, wait. Welcome to episode 6 of the Full Count. Along with Grant, I'm Jose. Let's begin.
Well, obviously, the first subject that we talked about was the NFL. Obviously, the Chicago Bears. Wow, they've really hit it hard and bad for their team. It's not looking very good for Jay Cutler, to stay with Chicago Bears. At least that's my opinion, because they are really, really struggling. It's actually quite incredible how the Bears, where they were dominant in the 80s. They only won one Super Bowl in the 80s, but they were dominant a long time ago, at the very beginning of that NFL, where they just got downhill so badly that they're not even the next to even make the playoffs. They're last in the NFC North. They're 2-9 in the NFC North. In the NFC this year, at minus 86 for point differential between the points scored and the points allowed. I mean, it's insane and really incredible how it is just not looking well for them.
I mean, outside of Cutler, that offensive line needs work.
I think the whole team needs work. They're 0-6 on the road. They're 2-3 at home. Okay, in the division, they're 2-1, which I guess it's okay. But for the way the Lions and the Vikings are playing, I think Packers could potentially make a spot of making it to the playoffs. It's possible. Do I think the Packers will? I'd say more likely probably not. Wow. I think a lot of people, especially people from Chicago where you're from, I'm glad you guys at least got the little series, but I'm sure you guys are pretty disappointed right now with your Chicago Bears.
Yeah. I'm more or less disappointed in my team.
Because I had someone, or at least a relative of mine, who has played with Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears way back then were. But for the way it's going now, ooh. But with that also in mind, let's go and talk about our previews and our predictions of who we think will win each game for week number 13 of the NFL. First game will be on Fox. Oh dear, this is gonna be an interesting game. It'll be a remake of a former Super Bowl. The LA Rams will take on the New England Patriots. LA Rams are 4-7 right now throughout the season, and New England's 9-2. Just from the way those records look anyway, New England's even at home. I know New England is out when they're at home. Has been absolutely outstanding anyway. New England. You know, right now they're only 3-2 at home, but I think they'll beat the Rams.
I'm going New England. I mean, the Rams' return to LA just been meh. No, I'm picking New England on that one.
Then the next game, your favorite team, which has been struggling this year with Cam Newton. It's the NBC game. It's Monday, Sunday night American game on NBC. It's the Carolina Panthers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Carolina's right now 4-7 throughout the NFL this year, and Seattle's 3-1. Well, I think that's going to be probably given an easy game to predict. I'm going to Seattle Seahawks to win that game.
I want to go. I'm going to go with my team just because I don't think they got a shot to at least pull out a winning season, if not a playoff season. But I don't know. At this point, I just don't know.
Here's just a little interesting fact right now. The Seattle Seahawks are 5-0 at home. Carolina Panthers on the road are only 1-4. So I think it's going to be hard mountain to climb. So that's why I'm going to Seattle, and I can understand why you're picking Carolina because they're your favorite team. I can understand that. Next game, this is the Monday Night Football game obviously on ESPN. Big game for ESPN, formerly ABC. It's the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New York Jets, and this looks like a very, very boring game. Indianapolis right now is like 5-6, only 3-8. Who would be the team that I would predict that would win this game? I'm going to have to go with the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm going Indy too.
And the reason I'm going to Indianapolis Colts is the point differential. They're only at -31. New York Jets are at -70. But it's still going to be a pretty boring game, at least from what I'm seeing, at least from numbers that's showing right now. Obviously, Dallas played against Minnesota. That was a close game anyway. This past Thursday, Dallas barely beat Minnesota 17-15, but they're still on a roll. They've only had one loss throughout the season. I think that's one team that to watch out for the NFC that can potentially make the Super Bowl. I think ultimately England is the other team that has got a good shot at the AFC making the Super Bowl. Next game, Kansas City versus Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons. That is going to be a tough game. I think out of most of the games that are going on this week, I think that could be a potential dark horse match. I think that could be probably the best dark horse match. Is Kansas City Chiefs versus the Atlanta Falcons. Kansas City right now is 8-3. Atlanta 7-4. Kansas City right now on the road has been 4-2. Atlanta at home, on the other hand, is at 3-2. Point differential, the Atlanta Falcons are at +56. Kansas City Chiefs are at +38. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons beating the Kansas City Chiefs at home.
I'm going to agree with that.
Next game is the Detroit Lions, who are 7-4 and are still in first place at NFC North by 2 games right now. New Orleans Saints that are 5-6. Like that's going to be an easy kill in the night game. My prediction?
I'm going Detroit too. I mean, they've had a pretty good season. I mean, granted, Green Bay's kind of been bleh, but we all honestly I thought they was going to take the whole division, but
I would say they're right now only at +9. The Saints are at +27, but it's not that big of a margin. I think that's also could be another dark horse game. New Orleans at home, anyways, been 3-3. The Lions on the road has been 2-3. So there's some give and take, but I think Detroit will win it out because they obviously did win out against Minnesota, and Minnesota has been a fairly close team to like the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go with Detroit on that game.
I'm going to Detroit too.
Next game is the Denver Broncos versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Denver's at 7-4. Jacksonville's at 2-9. I think that's going to be an easy prediction. I'm going Denver on that one. 7-4.
Denver, move on.
Next game, Houston versus Green Bay. The Houston Texans actually have a winning record over the Green Bay Packers, who are only 5-6 throughout the season. And I know there's a lot of fans, I'm sure, that try and say, oh, the Packers are such the greatest team. Even though I'll admit, if you talk about Super Bowl era compared with also the NFL championship era, they do have the most hype. That is true. But this year, they're going to have to work hard if they want to make the playoffs.
They're going to have to win on the negative wild card because they're not winning.
Yeah. Well, I know that. That's what I'm saying. They have to do something. They want to make the playoffs because right now the point differential for them is at -15. While with Houston, on the other hand, is at -42. Oh dear. Actually, even though Houston may be 6-5, Green Bay's 5-6, I'm going Green Bay to beat Houston.
I'm going to Houston.
And another interesting fact is that Green Bay right now at home is 3-2. Houston on the road is 1-4. But I could be wrong.
Then I don't know. At the end of the day, man, the stats don't matter. Just what happens on that field matters.
True. Very true indeed. Next game is the Miami Dolphins. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. the next game after Houston Green Bay is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Both losing records. Cincinnati's 3-7-1. Philadelphia is 5-6. Right now, Philadelphia point differential is at plus 41. Cincinnati, on the other hand, is at minus 32. In the both are losing records, I think it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Philly on that one. I mean, Philly's shown some resolve this season, but as far
Some progress, but
Yeah.
it's going to take time for them if they're going to want to make another Super Bowl run again. But it could be a long time for them
it's
to
gonna
make
take time because Carson, now it's Carson Wentz they got, right?
Say that again?
They got Carson Wentz, right?
That sounds right.
If they do that, it's gonna take him some time to get through the motion to get his development going.
True. Because if I remember right, Philly's been a fairly young team this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not doing too bad. If they would win this game, they're at 500. And I would tell you right now, I think the toughest division right now, actually all of the NFL, is the NFC East this year.
I mean, really, the NFC East is really the only decided conference right now, even if Dallas were to lose out.
I don't think Dallas is going to lose out anyway.
I'm just saying hypothetically, if Dallas loses out, Philly wins out.
That is true. What was the guy's name again that you said that you thought potentially had?
Carson Wentz. It's either Golf or Wentz. I don't know. Wait, Golf.
They do have Wentz.
Yeah,
and
Golf
Wentz,
plays for St. Louis.
He's getting better. I think Wentz actually, it was better for Wentz to be with the Eagles than the Rams anyway. Wentz did make the right decision. He's only 23, I think, and he's only a rookie. I think he could potentially pan out maybe. But I think Philadelphia will be the team that he's going to be with for the rest of his career. I'd say probably not. But right now, with him being in the NFC East, and the NFC East right now is probably the best division in the NFC, or actually all of the NFL from what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
It's going to be
a
tough
for a
battle.
few years, but he's not going to be a one-lifer kind of guy.
No.
At least
I actually agree. I'd be surprised if that guy was a one-lifer or
just don't go to
football.
Cleveland. That's where your career dies.
Well, we'll be getting to Cleveland soon anyway.
Well, they got the bye weeks, though.
Yeah, they got a bye week, but they are the worst team in the
They're getting number one pick. Cleveland number one, Bears number 2.
Yep. The next game is the Miami Dolphins at the Baltimore Ravens. Miami's 7-4 right now, and Baltimore is 6-5, both in the AFC. Right now, the point differential for Miami Dolphins at +9, but Baltimore Ravens is at +17. Dolphins right now on the road is 2-3. The Baltimore Ravens at home is 4-2. My prediction: Baltimore Ravens over the Miami Dolphins.
I'll go Miami. I think they can surprise some teams. I think they still got time to be what's called a sleeper. I mean, they still got time.
I would agree.
In the AFC East, but they at least get a wild card.
I would agree. Miami Dolphins is a sleeper, but the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens just because they've got a little bit better point differential, but it's going to be a close one, a very close one. I'd be surprised if Baltimore even blew them out. Oh boy, and here's one of the sucky of the lows, the sucky of the sucky. Pardon me for saying that.
No, don't worry about it.
The San Francisco 49ers versus your Chicago Bears.
They're not my Bears. They're not my Bears. Even though I live in Illinois, they're not my Bears.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, this is pretty bad. San Francisco is 1-10. San Francisco 49ers, everyone, is 1-10.
I totally forgot San Francisco. So he has a win. So they're probably going to get the number 2 pick.
San Francisco 49ers are 1-10, and the Chicago Bears are 2-9. Right now, the San Francisco 49ers point differential. Listen to this, everyone. Point differential is at -116. Jeez, no wonder Stephen A. Smith is so ticked off with Colin Kaepernick now. I understand why now. But even the point differential, even for Chicago Bears, is at minus 86. I mean, this is not looking good for either team. San Francisco, anyway, on the road is 0-5. Chicago at home is 2-3. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Chicago's going to get another win. They're going to beat San Francisco.
Oh boy, I just want to see San Fran win. So that way, if the Bears lose out, they at least guarantee themselves the number 2 pick.
Next game is the Buffalo Bills versus the Oakland Raiders.
Ooh.
Buffalo Bills at 6-5. Oakland's at 9-2. Oakland right now for point differential is at plus 32.
Who would have thought Oakland would be 9
and the Buffalo Bills
this week?
And the Buffalo Bills is at plus 45. The Buffalo Bills on the road right now are at 500. Oakland, on the other hand, at home are 4-2. That's just going to sum up my prediction. I'm going to Oakland Raiders over the Buffalo Bills.
I'm going Oakland too. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe the threat of moving to Vegas is basically put this team on edge and being like, okay, gotta have a winning season. Gotta have a winning season. Gotta have a winning season.
I can understand where they're coming from on that one. Next game, the New York Giants, who are 8-3, will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 6-5. New York Giants right now, point differential is at plus 18. Steelers, on the other hand, is at plus 44. Pittsburgh at home is 3-2. New York Giants away is 3-2. Oh boy, this is gonna be a very evenly matched game.
Especially if it's snowing down there or up there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But since that Pittsburgh, I'm going to Pittsburgh being the New York Giants.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well.
Then we have the Washington Redskins, who are right now third in the NFC East, and they'll be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are 4-6-1. The Washington Redskins right now are third in the NFC East. Their point differential is at plus 16. Arizona, on the other hand, their point differential is at plus 17. So not that much give on that. That's going to be a very close match. Washington away is 2-2-1. Arizona at home is 3-2-1. Jeez. Well, I think the team that's going to win it out, I'm going with the Washington Redskins.
I'm going Washington too. I mean, it's going to be a close game though.
I agree. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going with the Washington Redskins like you.
I mean, I think one week when the Bears played the Titans, it was going to be a close game, or I think maybe it was one of us just said it was going to be a close game, and they ended up beating the hell out of them or something.
Yeah. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-5 versus the San Diego Chargers, who are 5-6. Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now are at 6-5 overall. The point differential is at minus 15. The Chargers, on the other hand, is at plus 22, even though they've got a losing record. San Diego at home is 3-2. Tampa Bay away is 4-1.
How can you have a point differential plus 22 and be a losing team? That makes no sense.
I don't know how that is either, but that's what's showing here on ESPN. So the team I'm going with, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm going San Diego like in an upset.
Well, the one thing that does help me of why I'm predicting the Buccaneers to win, they've had 3 wins already consecutively. 1. But like I said, like what you and I have said, it depends on what goes on in the field and what happens with that.
Mm-hmm.
That will make the decision of who wins and who loses. Now, going from that, we're going to be going to college basketball.
Oh, we're going basketball first? Okay.
Yeah. Right now in college basketball, we're going to talk about the rankings. Obviously, right now, top 25. I'm pretty sure Duke is. I'm pretty sure
Wow.
is in the top
Hold on
25.
a
I'd be
second.
surprised if they were not.
Well, before we talk about that, let's see. UCLA upset number one. And, yeah, upset number one on Kentucky.
Well, right now, the rankings go for AP in the USA. Kentucky's at number one. Also for the AP in the USA, Villanova's at number two. Number three is North Carolina. Number four for the APs, Kansas, and for USA Today, number four is Duke, and then five is flip flops. AP number five is Duke, and USA Today number five is Kansas. Six is Virginia. Seven Xavier. Eight Gonzaga. Number nine for the AP is Baylor. Number nine for USA Today is UCLA. And then for the AP top 25, number 10 is Creighton. And number 10, surprisingly enough, for the UC Today Coaches Bowl is the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, I think them rankings are outdated because Kentucky lost. They'd be like, what, 6-1?
Yeah, it says November 28th, so I'm sure the next rankings will be coming out sometime at the end
Monday or something.
Or, yeah, sometime early next week. And right now, here's the standings of basically what's going on. Eastern Illinois, I'd be very surprised if the men's basketball team even has a chance of even making the OVC tournament or even NCAA basketball tournament. By that. I mean, like we've said before, without the budget, if that budget's not there for Eastern Illinois,
Yeah.
they're going to be struggling for a long time.
How do the two polls work? I mean, I know what the AP ranks their own, but how does like the coaches poll work?
Coaches poll is a little different. I mean, the AP, the writers pick of who they think really, in their minds, are the best top 25 teams. But the thing is, the way the coaches look at it is of how they score in games. They look at rebounds. They look at teams that they played against. Common wise, like if you've had one team that's played one team, let's give an example. Let's say Duke has played Kentucky and UCLA. Let's say Duke beats Kentucky and UCLA, and then Kentucky and then UCLA beats Kentucky. Duke obviously would be the better team because they've had two wins on both those teams. The team above them should be UCLA because they beat Kentucky, but they've got one loss to Duke. But that's the way the coaches look at it. Is they look at basically the numbers. The writers look at how the teams are actually, or how they're performing, and how the fans look at the teams.
Okay, that makes sense. I always thought it went by like strength of schedule.
That's usually, strength of schedule is usually later on when they actually have the tournament format of the 68 teams. They look at strength of schedule. They look at their wins and losses. They also look at how they played in their own conference tournament. There's a big mixture. It's basically a math formula is what it is, and they pick the 68 teams that they think have the best chance of making it. And obviously, since there's now 32 conferences, I'm pretty sure there's 32 conferences in the NCAA basketball for college. They pick the top, obviously, the 32 automatic champions of each conference makes it in, even though Ivy League only has one team that makes it anyway, and they do not have a conference tournament. But there have been times that the Ivy League has had two teams tied. So if that would happen, they would go to a playoff game, and whoever wins that playoff game would automatically go to the NCAA basketball tournament by winning that game. But then when it comes to the NCAA basketball tournament, with those automatic tournament champions, there are people that may, even though they may have a good record, if they would lose early in their conference tournament, more than likely they will not make the NCAA basketball tournament. Teams that lose in their conference title match, they usually don't make it into the NCAA basketball tournament. That's why it's best for you to win the championship right then from there on. Because even though you're a regular season champion, it's for you to be the conference champion. Even though you may have the best record overall throughout the conference, that really doesn't mean anything. That's why and that's why it's been showing now that like the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and the Pac-12, for the most part, you're usually going to have most of the teams now in the tournament. This is going to be having maybe at most 4 or 5 teams, probably less than that.
Because isn't there like a rule where you have to have like at least one team from every conference?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That the conference champions of each conference automatically make it in, and that's how you get some of the smaller schools into it. You know, the smaller schools do make it far, but I mean there have been times where smaller schools have won, but the thing that has shown is that there's been no 16th seed yet ever to beat a number 1 seed. In the history
Does that ever happen in our lifetime?
But it's possible at some point, it could happen that a 16th seed beats a number 1. I think it's still possible, but I think it's very likely. Probably not.
I mean, I know we have 16 beats and 2s, but.
And right now, obviously, we can talk about the OVC right now anyway, the Ohio Valley Conference, since that's mainly what conference we're part of. What a surprise. Eastern Illinois right now overall is at 4-3. They're second in the West Division of Ohio Valley. If they keep playing the way they're playing, they probably will make the conference tournament. Do I see them going any farther than that? Maybe.
I don't think our school is D1, is it?
Yeah, we are a D1 school for basketball.
Oh, we are? Wow, I didn't even know that. I thought we were like D2.
Nope. We were D2 back when my dad went. D1 school. I know at least when it comes to college football, on the other hand, we're an FCS school, which used to be Division 1A, and formerly SES used to be Division 1AA.
Mm-hmm.
Because basketball, we are a Division 1 team. If they keep playing the way they're playing, they could probably make the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. But do I see them going on any farther, especially the NCAA tournament? More likely, probably not.
Possibly NIT.
Maybe. It depends how far they're able to go. I would say probably NIT, probably not either. Probably whoever wins second place in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament, which obviously would come from either the West or the East. Let's say the West wins the tournament, because the way the bracket's set up is that you've got pretty sure it's 4 teams from the West and then 4 teams from the East, and they do it a little weird for the Ohio Valley Conference. They don't do where every team plays just 4 straight games. They start off with the lowest seeds, 4 and 3, and then they play off each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 4 and 3, whoever wins that game will play against the 2 seed. And then after the 2 seed, if it's either 4 and 3, after those seeds play, then they will face the number 1 team of both the West Division and the East Division. And then whoever those 2 teams are, of those 4 teams that are left, championship game for the Ohio Valley Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is really weird, because most of the conferences don't do that. But I think it's really, really weird. But also with that in mind, let's talk about basically the big conferences of the NCAA basketball conferences, which is obviously ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and Pac-12. Right now in the ACC, guess who's number 1 right now overall in the ACC?
I was going to say Duke, but...
It's actually the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Notre Dame, like, in the East? Man, I didn't even know that.
They are 7-0 seed, but I would say Notre Dame's schedule, I'd say, at least for what AP and the USA Today rankings show, I'd say that their schedule isn't as tough as Duke.
Oh, wait till conference play. Wait till conference.
That's what Duke. Yeah. Conference play is usually when it will determine how it goes. But right now, Notre Dame's right now first at 7-0 overall. Duke is 8-1. Virginia 7-1. Florida State, Louisville, and Virginia Tech are all at 6-1. Miami, North Carolina State, Pittsburgh, Wake Forest 6-2. Syracuse 5-2. Clemson 4-2. Boston College, Georgia Tech are at 4-3. Now jumping over to the Big Ten Conference. Now, I'm pretty sure 14 teams.
14? Wow.
Yeah, 14 teams in the Big Ten. Right now, there are 4 teams tied at 7-1, and you're going to be quite in shock when I say these teams anyway.
Oh,
Minnesota's at 7-1. Ohio State's at 7-1. Maryland's at 7-1. And out of all teams, this team, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, are at 7-1. Wow. I have never seen Rutgers do that well ever in basketball. But they are actually climbing up. Former Big East school that went to the Big Ten. Indiana's at 6-1, so if they would have won another game, they would be tied with the rest of them. But right now, Indiana's at 6-1. Wisconsin's at 7-2. Michigan's at 6-2, also tied with Northwestern and Purdue at 6-2. Illinois, Penn State are at 6-3. Nebraska 5-3. Michigan State, wow, Michigan State. If I remember, it was Michigan State a number 1 seed last year.
I think so.
See a basketball tournament.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Well, right now they're only 5-4.
Wow.
They go last in the Big Ten, and Iowa is at 3-5. But like you said, anything can happen because it's really dependent on their actual conference schedules. What's going to really either make them or break them. That's usually the biggest component of the teams that make it to the NCAA tournament and the teams that do not.
No one did Maryland and Rutgers get into the Big Ten? Because I don't remember that.
Maryland got into the Big Ten by leading the ACC. It was, I'd say, 2, 3, 4, around 2 to 5 years back. If you don't really want to talk about the conference that really has the most money for basketball, the Big Ten has had the most money for college basketball for a long, long time. And
when it comes to college football, we all know the SEC's got big money.
For football, yes, they've got a lot of money for football. But yeah, I'm trying to look that up because I'm pretty sure Michigan State was the number 1 seed this past tournament season of this year, 2016. That's why I'm looking that up right now. So I know Michigan State made it. I definitely know that. But Michigan State made the tournament. Now, Michigan State was the number 2 seed, but round to Middle Tennessee State, 81-90 in the first round in St. Louis. It's surprising just how worse they've gotten since just earlier this year. But I remember right, they lost quite a few seniors, if I remember right, and that's why they're hurting again, and probably be a while before they get back up there again. Now on to and there's now obviously 12 teams in the conference, and what a surprise. The number 1 team right now in the Pac-12 is the UCLA Bruins that are 9-0. Probably the home of, I would say, the greatest college basketball coach of all time, John Wooden. Next is USC at 7-0. California is 6-1. Utah is 5-1. Oregon's at 7-2. Arizona is 6-2. Colorado's 5-2. Stanford is at 6-3. Arizona, Washington are 4-3. Washington State's 4-4. That's below 500 is Oregon State at 3-6. And then when it comes to the SEC, there's also 14 teams in the SEC. It's surprising. Now in South Carolina at 7-0. Then Florida and Kentucky are at 7-1. Arkansas 7-1. Arkansas 6-1. Pardon me. Ole Miss is at 6-2. Georgia, LSU, and Mississippi State at 5-2. Texas A&M at 4-2, Alabama, Missouri at 4-3, Vanderbilt at 4-4, and Tennessee at 3-3.
How are the Cox 7-0 and they're only 20th ranked? Well, Kentucky's like number 1 and they lost the game.
And if you really want to talk about the best rankings for when it comes to college basketball, they call them the RPI, which is called ratings per index, where they're ranked at in the top 25 for both AP and the USA Today. But it also talks about their strength of schedule. More than likely that they are going to end up and win their tournament, the conference tournament. They probably will be in the top. Teams that tend to have a higher RPI will automatically make tournament. And guess who has the highest RPI right now this season?
Of any team?
Of any team.
Okay. Okay.
It's the Creighton Jays.
Seriously?
Yes, of the Big East, formerly of the Missouri Valley Conference, has the highest RPI. Now, when it comes to strength of schedule, on the other hand, they're only number 11. But strength of schedule, wow. Guess who has the hardest strength of schedule right now?
Who?
Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa? Didn't they beat
Yes.
North Carolina last year?
They did make the NCAA tournament, but strength of schedule probably will go down later on in the season. Games, they're only 2-3. 1 versus 25 for the top 25. They're 0-2. When it comes to their RPI, they'll start going down later on. It's early in the season right now. But right now, that's the way it is right now. But I would say Duke, Kentucky, and the rest of them, they'll start creeping up there later on. But and RPI, strength of schedule means the hardest schedule of all.
Well, let's see. It takes, let's see. They're 2-3. So, opponent winning percentage. They got their opponents winning 83%. 3%. Let's see. This is weird.
It is very weird. I'm surprised about Iowa.
It's just a lot of stats to try to understand. And it's like,
yeah, the NCAA, when it comes to the men's NCAA basketball tournament, it is a very, very weird thing to understand about who's going to make it and who won't. It's basically a process. Let's sort of say it's sort of like a scientific experiment. You've got to wait till almost the very end. You've got to watch what's going on until near the end. I'd say even the beginning of the season right now, I'd say not worry about it. But once it starts getting to crunch time, when it comes to actual conference play, that's when it's good for you to finally understand of the potatoes, who's going to make it and who won't.
Especially if you get them early season upsets also in the account too.
Very true. And that's why if you have very early upsets earlier in the season, it's the same thing like college football. It's better to lose to a weak team early in the season than later on.
Like if the season
even if it's in your own conference.
Like if the season ended right now, who would be your 4 number ones?
If the season would end right now, that would be a tough thing to get. But if I would have to pick who my number 4 1 seeds would probably be, I'd say Kentucky would be in the top 4. I'd say Villanova, Kansas, and Duke.
All right, leaving UCLA out of it? Wow, that's...
Yeah. Even though UCLA is only... Well, UCLA doesn't really have that tough of a schedule compared to Duke and North Carolina. That is why Duke and North Carolina are ranked higher.
Yeah, nothing against the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 is kind of a weak conference when it comes to basketball.
They've been weak for a long time. Ever since John Wooden retired there, Pac-12 has really never been the same again. Or winning national titles for college basketball. It's just never been the same since. They did win one in the early 90s, but that's the only time Pac-12 really had a chance. Really, it's been down now to the SEC and ACC. If you really want to talk about the best conference for probably college basketball, it's the ACC.
I'll agree with that.
Even though champion obviously was Villanova, who's actually from the Big East Conference, and that's a Catholic school, if I'm not mistaken. But with that now, we're going to hop on over to college football.
All right.
And right now it's starting to look like that it's going to be these 4 teams, I would say. I think there's still 5 teams that still maybe a chance. But I think the 4 teams that will make it is Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Washington. I think those will be the 4 teams that will make the college football playoff. And who I think it's going to be at the end will be in the actual championship game itself. I'm going to have to go with Alabama versus Ohio State.
Wow.
And Alabama, well, look at this, or here's the score. Alabama, Florida, 54-16.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I mean, Alabama's on a roll. I mean, no one's able to beat them, not even people in their own conference. That's why I don't even think Ohio State's going to have a chance of beating them.
I mean, Nick Saban's going to be doing something right over there.
Oh, he's doing a great job. I think the SEC has been doing a great job for a long time. If you want to talk about what the Mecca is for college football, it's the SEC, the Southeastern Conference. I mean, it's incredible. And Clemson right now is at halftime of beating Virginia Tech by 7, 21-14. I think they'll win, but it's going to be a close game. And listen to this score. I'm just trying to remember what the Washington mascot is.
What is the Husky?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the Washington Wildcat. No, Washington Huskies. Sorry, Washington Huskies. They are beating Colorado pretty badly right now.
No, that game's over. Actually, it's 41-10.
Or well, they did beat Colorado pretty bad, 41-10. Incredible. Anyway, I think the 4 teams that I said I think will be the teams that probably will be in the playoff. I just don't think there's any other teams now that have even a close shot. The only way they have a shot is if Clemson would lose, then Michigan has a way in. But if Clemson would beat Virginia Tech on this game right here, I think it's going to be extremely hard for any team besides the 4 that are at the top to even come close to getting into.
Now, what happens
and
to other teams? Do they still get bowl games?
Yeah, they'll get bowl games. Like Michigan, they'll probably be. It's really weird about the college playoff schedule now. It's based upon 6 bowls and 2 bowl, and it's always in a. It's in a rotation of every 3 years. So let's say for the 6th part of the playoff are the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Peach Bowl. Bowls that are part of playoff. But playoff is only typically taken by only 2 bowls. And if I remember right, this year, it's the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, if I remember right. 2016 playoff. But it's always in a every 3 years. So remember, it's the rose and orange, sugar, and and Fiesta and Peach, if I remember. That's why I'm going to look at it right now, the bowls that will be part of it this year. Right. Fiesta and Peach Bowl are the two bowls that will be part of the college football playoff this year. So the top 4 teams, number 1, number 4 will either play in the Peach Bowl or Fiesta Bowl, and then 2 and 3 will play in either of the other 2 games also.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that will probably will not make the playoff, they'll play either in the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Cotton Bowl.
Let's see.
And
2 or 3 years we're given New Year's Six Bowls not part of
and,
the
and,
playoff.
and, and the Orange Bowl.
Bracket the high.
It'll be the Rose, Sugar, Cotton, and Orange Bowl. Those will be the 4 bowls that will be up for grabs after the 4 teams that are considered the top 4 best teams throughout the nation. Once they're placed into the Peach Bowl and Fiesta Bowl, and then those 4 teams also play into the national title game. Technically, it's still called the college football playoff because then the other bowls probably will have Michigan will probably be in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
More likely, Michigan will probably be in the Rose Bowl since that's always been the big. Because usually, Rose Bowl has been Big Ten versus
a Pac-10.
Even Big Ten. Yeah, Big Ten versus Pac-12 now. If I remember right. When I think that's the way it goes now for the Rose Bowls. If when they do not have the college football playoff going on for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to look up right now those big bowls anyway.
I mean, what other teams could crack that top 4 so certain things happen?
Like I said, Ohio State has a chance of making it. Not Ohio State, I mean, Michigan has a chance of making it, but they have to have at least Ohio State lose 1 game. Ohio State does not win, they're not going to make it. Wisconsin has a decent shot, but Wisconsin has to have Michigan and Ohio State lose.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Clemson, if Clemson will lose this game, Michigan probably can make the top 4, and Washington would be placed at number 3, and then Michigan will be ranked up 4, and the Clemson probably go down to probably I'd say number 5. But that it's probably down to those 6 teams: Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Washington, Michigan, Wisconsin. Those are probably the only 6 teams that I think have a shot of making it. Pitt State can make it also. Lost to Pittsburgh
right now, though, out of Wisconsin, so.
And Pittsburgh obviously is Wisconsin right now anyway. So yeah, it's down to those 6 teams. But I really think the 4 teams that will probably make it is Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Washington. But when it comes to the bowls themselves, anyway, if I remember right, Rose Bowl is a Big Ten versus Pac-12, if I remember right.
I mean, should they limit the amount of bowl games they have, or should they keep all these dinky bowl games like the Papa John's Bowl or the GoDaddy.com Bowl or whatever?
I think these dinky bowl games, I think it's getting ridiculous in my viewpoint. I think if you really want to talk about the top teams that should make it, it's of the top 6 bowls that have been very well-known games throughout all the land. Yes, the bowl, Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl, Peach Bowl, Cotton Bowl. It's not an actual, and the reason why they're called bowls, like the Rose Bowl, is an actual building itself. When the other bowls are just bowls because they want to have more bowls to where all these teams can get money somehow, somewhere. And I think it's becoming very redundant that every team is making it in. It's like our generation, the trophy generation. Being in every team should be in a bowl. I mean, really? Are you kidding me?
Well, you have to buy to incentivize them somehow for having a winning season.
I see the point on that, but I mean, it should be just down to those 6 bowls. and have the top 12 teams in them. But I see where they're coming from, that there's other schools that should get a shot. And yes, by the way, 2017 Rose Bowls technically has already been presented. USC Trojans will be the Pac-12 team representing for the Rose Bowl. So more likely it'll be Michigan in the Rose Bowl if Ohio State keeps on winning the rest of their games besides losing to Michigan. And then Orange Bowl, if I remember right, has usually been SEC, if I remember right. If I can find the Orange Bowl. And yes, the Orange Bowl is the ACC, but I'm pretty sure SEC has been in that before also. I'm looking it up. They don't have anything on for Orange Bowl this year right now anyway. It's really weird.
You want to get into TLC?
Yeah. Well, before I get to that, it's usually SEC and Big Ten team ranked higher in power rankings by college football playoff. They usually face off against the ACC. But yeah, and now the last big thing that we're going to talk about is WWE cables, ladders, and shares pay-per-view part. I'd say it's going to be fairly a boring pay-per-view from what I'm looking at here. And I think it's going to be pretty easy of who's going to probably win.
Yeah, usually TLC is a boring pay-per-view. I mean, the match isn't boring, but as a pay-per-view, it's just boring.
Well, first match is AJ Styles, who's the WWE World Champion, and he'll be facing Dean Ambrose. For the way they're writing it, AJ Styles is still going to be the champ.
Okay.
Won't have the title for a long time.
Yeah, I will agree on that. The other thing I heard also that Ellsworth is supposed to get his title match somewhere between, like, after TLC and before the Rumble.
And really have Ellsworth. I mean, it's okay that they got him as a mascot,
but do we see him get involved somehow?
What?
Do we see Ellsworth get involved somehow?
Possibly. I mean, it's very possible. But if you really want to talk about the match, I think could be the shortest match. I think that title match right there could be the shortest match of all. That's very surprising because usually the world title match is usually the longer ones. But I think that could be one of the shorter ones this time.
Yeah, probably at least 20, 30 minutes. I mean,
I think it's going to be less than that.
Really?
I think it's going to be less than that.
Okay, let's see. Next up, we got
the tables match for the WWE SmackDown Women's title, and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. I think everyone knows how this is going to go down. Becky Lynch.
I say Becky retains. I say Becky retains only because I think Alexa's not ready yet.
Yeah, I agree also. I don't think she's ready yet either. I think it's possible she could win it later on, possibly.
Maybe after WrestleMania, but
she's got to come with some new moves and that to get herself on top to be higher than Becky Lynch. But right now, Becky Lynch, I think, is still going to be the women's champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe they're doing this again. I'm pretty sure I know how this one's going to go down.
What, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz?
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. The Miz is the champion. I hate saying it. I don't like the character anyway, but I'm pretty sure The Miz is going to win that match once again.
I don't like The Miz either, but I'm gonna have to agree. I mean,
Next is Nikki Bella versus Carmella.
Oh.
No disqualification match.
Bathroom break.
I think they may ride it to where Carmella wins again. I know I predicted Nikki Bella on. It could go either way, but from the way I'm looking at it, Carmella has lost for a while now. I think they're going to give it to Nikki Bella.
You don't think they'll give Carmella a bone?
Not yet. Or time will come, but not right now. Okay. Now, this is the match that I think most people are going to be quite surprised at how this is going to go. It's a chairs match. Callisto versus Baron Corbin.
A chairs match?
Yeah, chairs match. I'm pretty sure the way it's been riding on that, Callisto is going to win the big Baron Corbin.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Do tell.
He's a big cruiser. He's one of the big names for cruiserweights. And for the way they wrote for SmackDown, Baron Corbin on this past previous SmackDown, Cena chokeslammed him, and then he got up, and then Callisto got in the ring and just sort of Callisto missed him by hitting him with a chair. I think the way they're writing, I think Callisto is going to beat Baron Corbin, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but if you know the WWE, nothing's for sure. Like when it comes to creative.
I know. I'd say for the way it looks like they're writing it, it should be Callisto. Corbin is a big character also, but if I remember right now, Callisto has the bigger name. He's making more money for them anyway. So I think Callisto is going to go on top now. And the sixth match, Heath Slater and Rhino as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions versus the Wyatt family. But it's not going to be American Alpha now. I'm pretty sure that they're going to have American Alpha win that. Because I know I predicted that it'll be American Alpha versus Heath Slater and Rhino. But I think they're going to wait for that now, since I've been still making my predictions right on a lot of these so far, which I'm surprised about. And I hate saying this, but I think Heath Slater and Rhino is almost near the end for their tag team championship run. Right now, with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are going to win the titles.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
I said with Heath Slater and Rhino,
I
think they're at the end of the run for being SmackDown tag team titles. And I think it's tables, ladders, or chairs. The Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, are going to win the titles.
Now, would it be like? Now, if they did win the belts, would it be like one of them rules where like anyone and the Wyatts could defend it?
Well, yeah, they would have to defend it if they would win. They would have to defend it probably by next week.
Kind of like the Spirit Squad.
Nah, I don't see it happening. Wyatt family's, even though I'd say the way they've derided the Wyatt family, they're making them weak, like most of these tables now. Ever since the Wyatt family got destroyed by Undertaker and Kane, they've just never been the same again anyway.
I mean, they need to throw the Wyatts a bone at least once, even if they got, even if it's a tag team title run, give it to them at least once, and then have Orton turn on them.
Very true. And I am impressed with Orton from his character. Not really.
No, I'm not either.
Played before anyway. Heck, they had Edge coming in the 900th episode of SmackDown anyway.
The only time I was really impressed with him was around 2009 when he was doing that whole punting everyone in the skull.
Yeah, where he's going after Vince, Stephanie, and Shane. And later on, he'll have Vince, Triple H, and Shane come back and go against Legacy. I was never really impressed with that angle anyway.
Same here. I mean, I don't know. If you had to give an overall grade of the card of TLC, what would you give? Because I think I'd give it maybe like a C.
I was gonna say the same thing. Maybe a C plus, maybe CCC plus, but it seems like your typical pay-per-view for the most part.
Well, it seems like your typical throwaway pay-per-view, and I think that's what Roadblock's gonna be too. Until we get to the Rumble, I think we
It's
become
not gonna
garbage
be
for
anything.
a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be nothing really that important. Most people are gonna keep their titles. That's like the table sliders. That's why the big four are usually the ones that usually the big changes happen. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. Those are usually the big changes of that going on. And the next, at least the next pay-per-view for Raw is Roadblock.
Which one is Roadblock?
Raw has Roadblock, which I'm pretty sure is called Roadblock End of the Line. Yeah, Roadblock End of the Line. It'll be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it'll be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship.
Sunday. They have two hit. No, that can't be. No. They have two pay-per-views on one night, or is it just me?
What?
They're having both Roadblock and TLC take place on the same night?
No. Table Fighters Chairs is going on December 4th. Roadblock is going on December 18th.
Okay, I don't know why it's. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Because they haven't done all the storyline yet.
They only have like one match for Roadblock, and that's it. Based on the writing, like how would you, how would you predict Roadblock match-wise based on the writing?
Well, I think Brock Lesnar and Goldberg will probably have another match, maybe.
At Roadblock?
I'd say possibly, but I'd say the way it's going, obviously the WWE Universal Championship will be out for grabs. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. I think New Day will probably lose their titles at their next pay-per-view. The women's title, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. And I'm betting Chris Jericho will be in a match somehow, some way with Raw.
Jericho versus Rollins or something like that.
Probably. And I could also see possibly the Cruiserweight title being on the line there.
Well, that's right, because I think the Cruiserweight is still on Raw.
They were supposed to go to SmackDown, but I think you may make my prediction early. I think I sort of messed that up. I wasn't trying to do that on purpose. I was just making a guess anyway. But I'm sure people from WWE are going, especially Vince going, how is it this little boy is understanding this?
I mean, the fans
it's just my guess.
More than what they want to give us credit for.
And I'm sorry to say it, but I think Triple H is a way better person of making matches and being the booker than Vince has and ever will be.
Yeah, Vince is out of touch.
Even though Vince has been in the wrestling business for a long, long time. I think that's why I'm so glad that he's pushing the business back, pushing the business now to Stephanie, Shane, and Paul especially with Paul. Paul's going to be the next leader of all of that Triple H. But I think Paul, Stephanie, and Shane, all three should be equals. Because really, you've got a great marketer who's you've got someone who's great with communication, which is obviously Paul's wife, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the guy that really knows wrestling inside and out,
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, Paul Levesque. With those three combined, you basically got Vince right there. And you don't really need anyone else except for you've got little other subdivisions that will help out with the business.
Well, Vince only has the final say on stuff.
For now he does, but I'd say later on soon, those three will have the final say soon.
Oh boy.
Thanks to pay-per-views, TLC, and Roadblock in the line. It's going to be a typical, for the most part, boring pay-per-view.
Yeah. And I really hate to say that, but really, I think the rest of these pay-per-views just set up the major four. It's like filler.
That's basically how they're written now. It's basically anytime you see a big title change, what happened in the big four: the Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania.
And sometimes not even a big title change. Sometimes it's just predictable, like Roman Reigns, Triple H.
Guess who made this is the first entrant of the 2016
Goldberg, I know.
Royal Rumble.
Between 2017 and yes, I know it's Goldberg.
My prediction: Bill Goldberg will take on Kevin Owens for the WWE Universal Championship.
You think Goldberg's gonna win the Rumble? What? Get out of here.
Well, from the way I'm thinking, the way it's going, I'm pretty sure later on they're gonna have AJ Styles take on a very big name, also a very big veteran, The Undertaker. And then The Undertaker will have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So the WWE Universal Champion is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Scoring off at WrestleMania 33, Goldberg versus The Undertaker.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, that's one powerful way to do it, but to have two part-timers wrestle for two titles, I don't know.
Well, I don't think it'd be even for two titles. I think it'd be career versus career. I think someone will lose.
Or both of them will lose.
No, there will be one winner.
Yeah.
It's either Bill Goldberg versus Undertaker or John Cena versus Undertaker.
It's gotta be John Cena Undertaker. Assuming Cena comes back in enough time, but it's gotta be Cena Undertaker just because.
It should be anyway.
And this is nothing personal against Goldberg, or like as a man or as a competitor, but I don't. If you saw that Survivor Series match was only like a minute and a half long, and that's probably only due because of his aching shoulder. There's not much he can really do. I mean, really.
True. Well, he doesn't really have any
outside of the spear and the jackhammer. What Goldberg can do.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't really have any interesting moves besides the jackhammer and the spear, and that's really more of the physicality, and that's not really selling it. Unlike with The Undertaker, on the other hand, where he can actually sell his moves, where he looks like he's a guy that's basically a cruiserweight, even though he's a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I don't know. Goldberg versus The Undertaker would be the last case scenario if they couldn't get Cena or Brock.
True. Brock won't face Undertaker again. That won't be happening.
Brock's going to face Goldberg. He's going to screw Goldberg out of the Rumble.
Like I said, it'll be probably
suplex everyone, suplex Goldberg, throw him out of the Rumble, and that's it.
That could happen also.
And that's just based on speculation. That's not based on anything. Because I don't really keep up with the product, like with like Facebook and YouTube and stuff. It's like turn on the TV. Like if Raw and SmackDown were on the network, then I would have a reason to get the network. Granted, it wouldn't make sense because because they're both on the USA Network, and that would make sense for them. It wouldn't make sense to put both Raw and SmackDown on the network exclusively.
Yep. So, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. Oh boy, let the holidays end. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm glad my Christmas shopping's done, but I don't want this. But I don't want. I just don't want the snow.
I'm glad it's getting close to the holidays also. And though it's going to be quite interesting for college football, the way it's going to go down later on.
They should just give the title to Alabama like every season.
Well, that's why they have to play for it in the national title game, see who wins.
No, I know that. I'm just saying they prematurely just give the title to Alabama.
True. Well, this has been great for now for the also with Jose Gonzalez, and see you next time.